Hey, BassGeek here, and let's talk about every fall topwater bait you can imagine and where I like to throw them. What's going on, geeks? Man, we are out on the water today. I love being out on the water. I don't care if I'm catching them or I'm not. Today, we're out here just doing some videos for you guys, trying to get ahead so I can just do some fishing, and then we can put some fishing videos out. So today we're going to be talking about topwaters, fall topwaters, and I do mean any type of topwater you can imagine, from poppers to whopper ploppers to buzzbaits to wake baits, walking baits, you name it, we're going to talk about them. Now, we're not going to get in depth about the variations of each category. That's for a few different videos. But we are going to talk about when and where generally I like to throw them in the fall. So as you guys know, I'm a buzzbait fool. I love throwing me a buzzbait. I can cover water with it. I can find fish with it. It's just a great tool. Now, in September, a buzzbait and a walking bait, those are two baits, man, you can pick up and you can throw all day long. The fish are transitioning. They're, suspended. Some of the places that I love to throw them is around places like this. I love to throw a buzzbait. A walking bait, the same way. These two baits you can pick up and you can throw all day in September. Now, you may only get 5 bites. You may not get that many bites, but the bites you get are going to be the right ones. If you haven't seen my buzzbait video that I just dropped, it's got a ton of information on it. Make sure you go check it out and find out why I'm throwing a bluegill style buzzbait. In early September, it's a big deal. The buzzbait tends to be one of the best baits to just cover water this time of year. And in September and early October, you need to cover water. I know everybody's going to tell you, look where the shad are, but a lot of times it's just about covering water. Those steep banks, those transition banks, that's where I'm going to throw this. Those rest areas that those blowdowns, laydowns, whatever you like to call them, create near those channel swings. Sometimes into the end of September, it really depends on how cold the nights get, and at least midway through October, the buzzbait starts to kind of wane off. That bite starts to go away a little bit, and it tends to be more about that walking bait. Walking baits, guys, walking baits can be thrown literally until winter kicks in. As long as there are bass busting shad, a walking bait is going to work. Now, the places that I tend to like it the most tend to be those areas where they're busting shad. So it can be long points, it can be humps, it can be anywhere where the creek channel bottlenecks down. So as those shad are moving toward the back, you're going to get those balls of shad just kind of grouping up there, and those bass are going to be there to take advantage of that. Now, I will tell you, if I'm around a lot of smallmouth, I am working these things extremely fast. I am going to lean more toward the multiple BBs in the fall instead of the one knocker, because there's so much noise from the shad and it imitates that a little bit better. But if a lot of the guys around you are saying that they're throwing the multiple BBs or whatever, go to a silent or go to that one knocker if you think the bass are seeing a lot of those standard rattling baits out there. It can make a huge difference on those schools that have seen a lot of different walking baits come by their heads. You guys know I love my head and stuff, and by the way, links to everything in this video is going to be in the description. Don't cost you a thing. I team up with Tackle Warehouse now, and you can pick up all the gear that we're using. I'm not going to talk about the rod and reel setup. I've got a lot of different videos where I talk about these individual baits and break them down, so go check them out. But I will put links in the description to all the setups and rod, reel, line, the whole 9 yards. Okay, one of the things that I love this time of year is downsizing too to match the bait. So this is your standard head and spook. I'll go down to a spook junior, which I love. They make a one knocker in that version also. And I'll also go down to the new boyos. The boyos for smallmouth are fan-freaking-tastic. Next up on the fall list is the popper. And you guys know I love my Labina Lures Rico poppers. These things are incredible. You need 3 colors: black, bone, and this little translucent color that I can't remember the name of. But again, I'll put it in the links in the description. Clear water, they eat this thing alive. The Rico poppers, man, they are great in any situation, especially as you get later into the season and they've seen every single walking bait that comes by. They make them in this size and the slightly smaller size. Again, links will be down there and I'll put that in there somewhere. But the great thing is I can take it right here and I can just chug it. I can walk it. I can stop it. I can walk it again. So I can do a lot of different things with the old Rico popper. I can put it under overhangs. I can put it around docks. I can let it sit. You know, there's just 100 different ways you can use this bait. And it's a definite profile change. The great thing about a popper is you can skip them and put them anywhere you really want. They're a great target bait. One of my favorite places to fish them, places just like this. Let it sit for a minute and give it a tiny twitch. Toward the end of the year though, as we get into late November, even early December, if you still find bass chasing shad, this little puppy is going to be what you want to go to, because they've seen 100 walking baits, they've seen 100 flukes, but you can take this and drop it right on their head and give a twitch and they can't stand it. Trust me. All right, so now let's talk about a Whopper plopper. I know you guys are going to mention it, and I actually forgot my Whopper plopper rod, reel, and the Whopper ploppers at the house. A Whopper plopper, man, I love that. In the same places you're going to fish a buzzbait and walking baits, and especially when the wind kicks up. A lot of times when the wind kicks up, I put that buzzbait down and I pick that Whopper plopper up. A lot of times when I'm using a topwater walking bait, if the wind kicks up, I'll pick up a Whopper plopper. But that's my favorite times to use a Whopper plopper. Or really early in the morning, a black Whopper plopper around smallmouth. It's murder. Let me just say, murder. I don't fish a frog a lot, but during September and October, I do love to throw smaller profile frogs. Now you guys are going to throw some bigger frogs if you're out on the Tennessee River, you're around lakes with a lot of grass mats. Those bigger frogs are going to be the deal. But much like a Rico popper, I like to throw a small profile frog in clear water. Now, I'll cut the legs down so I can walk it a little better, but a good popping frog is my go-to in open water. But check this out. Fish Labs is making some really small rattling frogs. This is 2 1/4 inches long. So this is a really neat. Black and white tend to be the ones that I go to the most, 2 1/4 inches long. Here's a popping frog from Fish Labs. A lot of times you can throw these things around laydowns. You can really walk them down open water that might be over some brush, and they get bit because they don't see a ton of frogs this time of year in open water areas. Now, as we start getting in to mid and late November, even into December, that's when the long A comes out. Now, the long A is actually a jerk bait, but I don't like it as a jerk bait. We use it as a topwater wake bait. This bait, and I'm telling you, lure net, you better keep your eye out, because you can get some custom colors, and smallmouth just hate this thing. And you can pick up some custom colors like this, and I mean, they will wreck this color right here. They just wreck this color. And that is a bait that generally I tend to work around, you know, long mud points. You know, I'll work it around some rocky points, but those long mud points that slowly taper up, man, this thing seems to kill around those. Make long casts and just reel it real slow, and you wouldn't believe the amount of bass that you're going to crush on this little sweetheart. Now, I know I didn't hit every single topwater. These are some of my favorites, some of my favorite ways to do things. Take them to your lakes, you know, and use them as you will. Hopefully, I showed you the types of baits, when and where, give you a basic idea of where I like to use them, and give you a basic idea of how I use them. Overall, I hope I gave you kind of the times when they're really at their best, and the times they kind of wane off as we go through the fall when it comes to topwater. So guys, get out there, man. Topwater is the funnest thing, and fall is some of the best time in the world to do some topwater fishing. So make sure you get out there and you try that out. Be sure you're watching these videos every Sunday and Wednesday. That is the best way to help the channel out, to help me out. We got a lot of cool things coming for you guys. You know, a lot of giveaways. Hopefully you guys are loving the BassGeek boxes. Sorry, because of the house, I've got a little behind. But hey, I'm still giving them away. I've still got the boxes. We're still doing it. Make sure you check out the links in the description of Tackle Warehouse and some of the other companies that maybe aren't in Tackle Warehouse. It helps the channel out. Some of them do, some of them don't, but they don't cost you a dime. So if it's a Tackle Warehouse link, hey, check that out. Go use that link to buy your stuff. It helps the channel. It helps me get out there, buy other gear, and test it out for you and see what I think, and see what I think is good and what I think is garbage, right? As always, questions, comments in the comment section below. You guys know I love to talk about fishing with you, and I really do love to talk about fishing with you. I answer every single comment. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe and make sure you ring that bell so you get the notifications so you can watch these videos. The best way to support the channel, and it's free. And as always, you guys rock. All right, guys, we're going to pick the winner of the BassGeek box, the frog box. The one that's got the Rico popper in it too, so this is going to be a great little winner. Here we can see the video. We're going to go ahead and copy that. Go over to a random comment picker. Paste that bad boy in. We're going to filter duplicates, include the replies. See, we're not going to add any extra entries, and of course, we've got to do math now. All right, here we go. Let's grab the comments and see how many comments we've got. Guys, I appreciate you. You guys did great. 276 comments. I love to give back to you guys. It is just fun to do these boxes with you all. All right, let's see who won. Lowbrow Fishing. Hey, that's pretty awesome, man. He is the guy that really started the 100% Watch Club. You guys that watch 100%, you guys that hashtag that all the time, keep doing that. Keep that up. I appreciate everybody that does it. The 100% Watch Squad is the bomb, and I really appreciate you guys. He's got it. Hashtag Fish Lab. That thing looks great. Appreciate the comment. Appreciate all the support, Lowbrow, and I can't wait to get you this box. All right, guys, as always, remember, pay attention. 1 week from the video is when we'll do the drawing. You got to watch to win. All right, I'll see you. You guys rock.